Hello sweet friend, my name is Maike, and in this video I would like to unbox and set up my planner for 2026, which is the Faded Chronicle TN all-in-one full year, and I'm very excited about this. And I think we can just delve right in and get this beauty out of here. I love the sleek packaging though. This cute little black box with the gold foiling and ooh, all kinds of fun things. Okay, let's get rid of these and scatter them all over my floor. But first up here, we're getting a freebie. How nice. These are tabs made from this really thin coated sticker paper. Oh, that's gonna be good. Yeah, I love the color palette. Nice and warm. Yeah, love it. And then you get some blank ones as well, beside the months. And then you can decide what you want to name those, what categories you want. Really nice. Wow, that is such a nice freebie. And I do want to mention that Tiffany from Faded Chronicle sent this planner to me for free, so thank you so much, Tiffany. I'm very excited to be using this next year for all my plans and goals. But oh yeah, we have some nice shiny plastic, so I'll get rid of that so we can take a better look. Here it is without the glare. We can appreciate this beautiful cover, and maybe I'll take this paper belly band off too. We just get a nice list of all the specs, but since we're taking a look inside as well, I'm not gonna read all of that out. But yeah, this is the colorway linen, and it's beautiful. It's this varied texture with some greenish beige, some yellow, some downright gray. So I like when colors like this have all that scrumptiousness. When there's things going on, it's not just one solid colorway. Yeah, and then we have the gold foiling, the Chronicle. Oh no, it's not gold. I think it's more like a brassy color. If you can see that on camera, that's nice. It's a nice touch. All right, and then look at that spine. It's a chunker. So here we have another embossing, the Chronicle Planner 2026. Yeah, I pulled out my Hobonichi for this year, and this is the planner that I've been using for quite a while, a couple years at least. And I felt like using it this year, I felt like I needed something bigger and more substantial next year. So yeah, look at that. I mean, most people are familiar with the size difference between a Weeks and a TN, but in case you are curious, that's what that looks like. So it is quite a bit more substantial, but it still feels good in the hand, you know what I mean? So, you know, you have a good grip on it for sure, but because of the slim format, it's still, yeah, you can still hold it. If that makes any sense. Oh, and then just because the colorway is called linen, this does not have a fabric texture. So if you have ever felt the shirt fabric weeks, they're really covered in fabric and you can feel it. This is still coated, which I think is a pretty practical choice. You can probably wipe off some spills and stains, and it's gonna stay nice even without a cover. So yeah, it's not unpleasant though. So there's that. But enough of the cover. Let's take a look on the inside, because that's really the exciting part, isn't it? So we have a nice blank page which we can decorate. That's going to be so fun. We'll do that in just a moment. And then the Faded Chronicle logo, really nice. We get the yearly overviews for 2026 as well as 27 and 28. And it's so nice. Tiffany decided to put the current year for next year on the right-hand side. A lot of planners put that on the left and then have 27 and 8 on the right. But this is so much nicer to work with, especially with a thick book like this. And I think I might adjust the lighting slightly. Yeah, I think that's better, huh? And you can see that's what that looks like. Really like the font choices Tiffany made. And do we want to zoom you in just slightly? Yeah, I think that's better. Yeah, how about that? I can appreciate everything that's going on in here. And then this is a blank grid page. I think I'm going to use this for a vision board. And I can already tell the grid is really nice. It's not too dark, not too light. And then we get this nice border around it that probably makes it look really clean. Yeah. All right. Okay. The first couple planning spreads. We get a Q1 goal setting page, I guess, with a tracking layout. That's nice. So you get the month overview like this, and then these 3 boxes. You could use these to note down important dates or deadlines that you want to hit and mark them in the month. And then here, oh, I could see this being used in so many different ways. For one, how cute would it be? You set your deadlines, you set your goals, you track your progress. How about you put like a little picture in here, a motivational picture, and then you write out why you want to achieve a certain thing. Just to keep in touch with the core motivation of why you want this thing. I could also see this being a space for reflection after Q1. So if you have 3 goals, maybe once you achieve the goal, you put a picture or a little sticker in here, and then you write about how it felt to get this thing done. That might be really nice too, if you wanted to include some journaling with that. Oh, I'll have to think about how I want to do this. Yeah. And then I think this is called a year at a glance. Is that correct? I'm not quite sure. I'm not the most versed in the planner terms, but yeah, this is nice for a bunch of different goal setting, or not goal setting, but habit tracking. You can note down when you did a certain thing, mood tracking, all kinds of things. Yeah. And so, of course, we get all the quarters. Really nice. And then we get another yearly overview. Wow. Okay, interesting. So you can track all kinds of things. So here it's just the months as a list. You could put in your steps, or yeah, what do people track? I'm not the most, or you could track finance, like expenses and things. I think that might work. Yeah, all right. And then, oh, this is so exciting. This layout, I think, is so unique, what Tiffany came up with. And I'm so excited to show you how the months break down. So you get a blank page with the grid. So you could do some cute little decorations, or again, you could come back after the month is finished and do your month in pictures. You could do monthly vision boards. I don't know, that might be nice. Or set up some sort of tracker, again, list of books read or things like that. And then you get a line per day, which you could use for gratitude. You could write a little description of the day just to get this overview. You could, again, use it for birthdays, noting down appointments, things like that. I think I'm going to use this to note down on which days I worked on my personal project. I am working on a comic that I just am so hoping to get time for next year, every now and again. And so I think it might be nice to have an overview just dedicated to that. Like, when did I make time to work on the story and the drawings? And then have it as a little sentence. So I think this is going to be nice. And then you get another box down here, which you could use for, yeah, just writing out how you felt about the week or the month, or use it for decoration. Kind of tempted to use it for pictures, really. Yeah. Yeah, so cool. Lots of things you could do with that. And then you get the monthly grid. Really nice, with some boxes below, some boxes on the side for additional trackers or noting down to-dos, using that as a little inbox, you know. I tend to use these kinds of overviews for, well, big picture dates, travel, things like that, birthdays, but also for a little bit of content planning, things like that. So yeah, this is going to be plenty space. And yeah, again, really nice minimal designs here. You get a little bit of a gray for the Saturday, Sunday, but other than that, nice and clean layout, I think. And then, and this is so special about this TN layout, I think, we're not going through every month, but we're diving into the weeks. So month and weeks and note pages are, do you call that collated? So they're all together. So you're not having to flip between your month and then maybe the weeks are further back and then your notes pages are even further back than this. And I am definitely someone, for example, with the weeks, I struggle to use the note pages because I always feel like if I have the week sitting out here and I write out my to-do list, but then I maybe want to be adding to it or be a little bit more nitty-gritty or make daily to-do lists, I often have to put that on a separate sheet of paper, or I don't know, I feel like there's a little bit of a disconnect for me and my brain. And so I'm really excited about this. Yeah, it's gonna be so interesting to see. I do want to use these grid pages. You get 6 between each week, so not enough for a day per page, but since I'm personally going to use this for daily to-do lists and task lists, I don't need a full page per day, so that's going to be just fine. Yeah, really excited about it. And then even the week here is really, really cool. So you get a week down like this, but then you also get the vertical week up at the top with these little boxes. So you get 2 week views on one page, and then you get a habit tracker and 4 boxes with these grids. And so this is very similar to, again, the Hobonichi week. So I think I'm going to use this in a very similar way, where right here on the left-hand side, I'm going to put if we have any appointments or things that are date specific that I need to note down. And then I'm thinking the other part here, I'm going to write a brief description of the day just to keep track of that in a very succinct way. I found that very helpful, even in combination with appointments and things, to look back on. I've also had this be coming in handy during tax time to see what exactly, if we do like a business meal out and things like that, to have a little bit of context to the day. So that's going to be so nice to use it for that. And then up top, this is what I want to use to plan out my social media, Instagram posts and things like that. I have not done that in a while, and I keep forgetting to post things. So I think this is just gonna be my little social media planning space there. And then, yeah, so excited to do habit tracking. Really excited about that. And then as for the 4 quadrants here, again, there's so many things you could do with that. Of course, you can come up with categories for these 4. So that's probably what I'm going to do. So I would do my business, Kit Collage Club, do the to-dos, maybe have a little to-do list for YouTube, And then also one for home, like everything concerning home life, cleaning things, that kind of stuff. And then I would even have a box left over, so I could use this to note down meal ideas, meal prepping, those kinds of things, or just any additional tasks. But what you can also do, if you don't want to come up with categories, you could do it, split it up into urgencies, urgent and important, that kind of matrix. Yeah, you could play around with that too. But yeah, I think I'm gonna do, oh yeah, my comic, that's what I should do. So Cat Collage Club, my comic, and then house stuff, and maybe YouTube. Yeah, but I'll think through that a little bit more. But yeah, I'm definitely gonna come up with some categories for there. And yeah, like I said, then you get the grid pages, which I'm again going to use for daily to-do lists. That's something that was the main struggle, I think, this year with the Hobonichi weeks, is that I would use the right hand side to write out my weekly to-do list, and I find that important. I do need to see what is my inbox for the week, but I have found that it's still helpful to then take some of these parts out and break them down further within a daily to-do list. Like, I like the weekly one to be a little bit more broad and then be really specific in the day-to-day. Even if I repeat a task, I just think that's going to be so helpful for me to not lose sight or lose track of certain things. Yeah, this is going to be great. And then, yeah, we're just going to do that for the rest of the year, so to speak. So you get your weekly overview. Oh, this would also be good for meal prepping if you like to do that, if you're someone who doesn't want to, like, I use these boxes for writing out the day, what happened that day. You could also have your appointments up here, and then you can do meal planning here and write your daily to-dos on here. That's another thing. I mean, yeah, I could, go on and on. But yeah, and then we get to the end at some point where we find, if we find it, somewhere. Wow, we really do need those tabs, don't we? Otherwise we can get lost. Well, there was December. Where are we at? 13. Riveting content. I know, watching me flip through this. 20th. So we're getting close. 27. Guess we have one more week. Yes. Here we go. That is the last week of December, going into January 2027. Yes. And then you go into numbered grid pages. So you have, I think it was 20, 22, 24, whoops, 27 notes pages at the back. If you are still using this planner in this week, you would have to take, and you want your 6 grid pages for it, you would have to take those off of the numbered grid pages. But at this point, most people will be moving into a new planner anyway, isn't it? So yeah, 27 grid pages at the back, which to me is just fine. That's just enough for all the different other information that I like to keep in my planner, keeping track of certain financial information, important things like that. And yeah, that's going to be nice. And then we get a spacing guide. That's probably really useful. Yeah, and then, oh, contact lists and your personal info and emergency contact. That's really good. If you have this on you or lose it, God forbid, yeah, that's great. So that is the flip through of this cute planner, and I thought it might be nice to break this in, personalize it a little bit, and have some fun with putting in some cute stickers. So if you're interested in that, we'll get some stickers out. Yeah. All right, I got out my stickers, my washi, and other bits and bobs. And in the meantime, I also started putting on the tabs because I thought it might be nice to already have some fun, colorful things popping out of the book. But this takes longer than I expected, so I think I'm gonna finish that off tonight with a show on, you know, that kind of thing. But yeah, here they are so far. I love when things stick out of notebooks. I think it's really fun. As for the cover, I'm not gonna do much because I'm still waiting on a clear cover for this, but I was thinking of, wouldn't it be cute? I have somewhere in this, yes, sticker stack, and everything is falling apart. I really need to organize my sticker sheets differently. I have these Dodo Lulu stickers. They're huge and I love them. And they're so pretty. And how fun would it be to have some of these ladies on here? Oh my goodness, look how good that fits in there. And because this is washi paper, it's gonna not show up too well on the background. But what I've done before is, if you're willing to let go of the stickiness of a sticker, I like to just glue them on a piece of paper, and then you cut it out again, and then you can slide it into like a clear cover or inside your TN, or use them as notebooks. Not notebooks. How will you use this as a notebook? Use them as bookmarks. That's what I was gonna say. So yeah, I think that would be so fun. I think I like the hugging ones. I think that's very, very sweet. I've also done this and then put the thing into a frame, just as a something to have sitting on my desk. I think that's really nice. So peel this off. Yes, that worked. I mean, you could also stick stickers directly on the cover, but I think this is nice. And then if I feel like a change, I can swap it out during the year, and I'll be able to reuse this design for something else if I want to. Yeah, and I got that pretty well on there, I think. Yeah, so pretty. I love their illustrations so much. Yeah, and then you cut it out and use it as a die cut, I guess is what you would call that. Yeah, I'll be right back. I'll finish cutting this out. And there it is, my little die cut. Since I don't have my clear cover yet to just slip this in, I am just going to take a piece of washi and stick it on regardless. I hope I'm not gonna regret this, but yeah, then that is already looking sweet. Oh, cute. And again, maybe I'll add something, change it out, but I like that quite a bit. And then, well, similarly, or just as easily maybe, I already prepared my vision board, although I'm actually not quite sure if mine is really quote-unquote a true vision board. I like to just pick images that, yes, make me feel motivated, working towards certain goals, but there's also things on here that are not particularly goals or things that are far off in the future, like they're already things that are planned and are gonna happen, that kind of stuff. But I just like picking images that make me feel happy and that make me feel motivated and that remind me of things that I find beautiful and motivating and enjoyable, and the kinds of things that I want more of in my life or strive towards. So yeah, it's just a variety of things. I did recently see a very interesting video about the neuroscience of vision boards. Really, really fascinating. I'll have that linked below if you're curious. Really diving into sort of subconscious conditioning. So yeah, there's actual neuroscience behind vision boards. Oh, and no, now I got that all wrinkly up there. Not sure. This is the, I might not be able to, well, it's already becoming lived in, I guess. I should have been a little bit more careful there, but I think, yeah, usually I was doing my vision boards just with stickers and little things that I would arrange, but yeah, I like the simplicity of this and having that already figured out and just sticking it in. Also, I probably will have to be really careful with how much I stick into this book because of how thick it is just to begin with, and how I, given that it is my planner, I don't want to make things too complicated for myself and heavy. Although I must say, I mean, so far, this year anyway, I wasn't carrying around my planner all that much, so we'll see how much this actually leaves my desk. Yeah, like that. That's sweet. So now I have a page that just reminds me of all the good things, all the joyful things, all the things I'm looking forward to and working towards, and just that make me happy. Yay. And of course, cats. Cool. Yeah, but maybe we can do something about this. We need to be greeted with some color and cuteness, don't we? So one of the things I was thinking was to put down 2026. I mean, not that it's not clear what year this is from, but it's still fun, isn't it? I do like this one because of all the stationery, but I think I'm in the mood for some patterned washi things, and I think that might be a little too much with the other one. I have this PET tape by, I think this is Pion, and I love all the patterns, but it's overall very cool toned, and oftentimes I work with more warmer colors, so yeah, I don't reach for it as much as I thought I would. Let's get this, set this down here so we know that this is gonna anchor the 2026, but maybe we can have something cute here and there. What do we think? A bird or some flowers? Could be nice. These are Erin Ware printables. This might go. Is that too small? Oh, that would be sweet though. Could have that overlap a little bit with the frame. Yeah, I think I like that. I think I'm gonna just go ahead and glue this down. Making decisions. Are you someone who puts vision boards and cute fun things in their planner? Or is that more of a journal thing? I could see that working both ways. Because it feels very reflective and personal, and if you're someone who takes their planner with them to work a lot, how that might feel a little, well, what's the word? A little too sensitive, maybe, to take that out like that. I do like this little, this is Hours Studio. I like that little chair. I wonder if we can set that here somewhere. Maybe I will fill out the whole page after all. My collages tend to be very clustered together, and I want to be a bit more breaking out of that. So like this, like that can just sit there, right? Yeah, we could put something else there. But let's see, what else do we have? A lamp, a vase, more flowers, doodly flowers. I think these flowers are a little big. I feel like I missed out on my birds. Flip right past them. They might be a little big, huh? Having one of those big birdies flow up here. I mean, this goes with the color. Yeah, it feels a little big. And then these small ones, there's the blue one. I want it to fly the other way. I don't know. Maybe no birds flying over top. Although that is one of my go-tos, I think. A cat, some flowers, a little bit of patterned washi, and a bird. It makes me happy. Okay, well, I mean, as they say, if you can't, you shouldn't just add things. If it takes away from what is already there, you probably shouldn't. We have some chickens. Yeah, well, I mean, I did think of maybe one of these smaller frames. That smaller frame, that looked good, didn't it? Maybe not, though. Yeah, maybe it is. What do you think? I feel like it needs something right here. A stamp would be nice, but... yeah, or something like this that is a little bit lighter. Yeah, not sure. Okay, well, maybe this needs to be staying a work in progress. Do you do that, where you start a collage and then until you find the thing that sort of goes with it? And maybe we'll just move the chair up just slightly. Oh. No, we're good. Okay. So then it relates a little bit more with what I've done up here. Like so. What do you think? Yeah, I do think there's just... it just needs something. We have also these little doodlies, but I don't think that's gonna stand out enough. Interesting. I just don't know. I think we're gonna leave it at that for now. That's fine, right? I think so. Yeah. Okay, cute. Well, then in the back, in terms of the notes pages, I'm not going to set anything up there with you because that's all not so fun. Pretty straightforward. But maybe these first 2 pages will be more of an index. Yeah, I think that would be helpful. And also because the pages are numbered, which is really nice and handy. So maybe we could at least decorate the top here for the index, and maybe we'll use, can you see? No. Maybe we'll use a kitty cat. Here's one working on her computer. I mean, most of the pages in the back will be very functional, like work related, numbers related. So I think something of a cat with a computer, this might work. Yeah. I think I actually used that last year too, in the back of my notes pages. Yeah, we could put her down and then maybe I'll letter index. I do have these nice, whether it's goal, vision board, and some of the months. So that doesn't quite go with what I had planned. And then do we have a cute washi? Again, I love putting down washi that stickers sit on. I like grounding them that way. It's just, you know, I do think there is fun in trying new things, but also if you have a go-to way and it works for you and it's comfy, why not do that? Oh, and I ripped the... And I didn't leave myself enough space. Great. That's pretty big. So maybe we'll go here. Yeah, let's stick that down. All right, ready for my index. Well, I think that is it for now. I hope you enjoyed taking a look at the Chronicle planner with me and getting to put some cute things in here already with this opening page that is a work in progress. My cute little mood board, vision board, vibe board, whatever you want to call it. And my cute little notes pages, which I haven't tapped yet, and so I can't find. But yeah, let me know what you are using for your planner this year. I always love chatting with people about that kind of stuff. And yeah, thanks so much for sharing this time with me. And until next time, happy journaling!